Is crying actually good for men?
16% of Americans think it's yucky for a man to cry.
I think that it's pretty toxic for men not to show the full spectrum of emotions.
People can't agree on this, but here's what most men are actually told.
No woman is attracted to a sobbing and crying man.
I don't think you should cry out of weakness. I don't think men should be vulnerable.
What you're supposed to do is not cry.
They've been lying to you, and I spent 7 days researching to prove it. I found that women cry twice as much as men, and they live on average 6 years longer. So every day men keep believing it's not good to cry, that gap gets wider. We've all seen that garbage red pill content.
You only cry when an immediate family member dies or when you break both arms.
It's everywhere, and it sounds like strength, so you absorb it, you start to repeat it, you don't even notice when it stops being their opinion and starts being yours. And for a long time, I believed it. I used to be really good at not crying. If I felt it coming, I'd reframe it, logic my way around the feeling before it fully arrived, tell myself I was fine. What I didn't realize was that I wasn't just feeling less sad. I was actually feeling less of everything. This video is about one specific lie that is actively harming men. And the people selling it the hardest are the ones who claim to be on your side. The lie is that crying somehow makes you weak, that it makes you unattractive, that a real man doesn't need to let it out. It is wrong, and it is physically costing you. Also, we're going to reframe what emotional control actually means, because most men have it exactly backwards. Here's the story a lot of men are running.
Men should not cry in public. It is unmanly and dishonorable.
I would try not to cry in front of my wife. I'm her foundation. I'm her strong point.
Your girlfriend catch you crying like a little bitch, she gonna be gone.
That crying means you've lost control. It means you're emotional, and emotion, especially in public, is one of the most threatening things to a man's identity. We've been told this since childhood, directly, indirectly, socially, and a whole industry has been built on reinforcing it. The red pill space will tell you that expression is a weakness, and that women are hardwired to lose attraction the moment you feel something. That the goal is to be so unbothered, so completely sealed off that nothing gets in. That's the pitch. And I get it, it sounds like strength. But now you need to understand the difference between controlling your emotions and suppressing them. Most men aren't doing the first one. They're doing the second and calling it the first. You feel the urge to cry, you push it down, and you call that self-control, but follow the logic. You did something because of the emotion. The emotion moved you, which means it was driving you. That's the opposite of control. Here's what's actually happening in your body. Your autonomic nervous system, the part that runs your stress response, does not care what's masculine. It runs a program. When you feel emotional pain, your body initiates a release response. Tears are not a weakness, they are a physiological mechanism. The same way sweating regulates heat, crying regulates emotional overwhelm. It's your body doing exactly what it was designed to do. They literally trigger the release of oxytocin and endorphins, which are chemicals that ease both physical and emotional pain. And when you block that release repeatedly over years, a 2021 Harvard Health study and the authority of our current body of research shows you accumulate increased cardiovascular risk, suppressed immune function, and higher rates of anxiety and depression. Dr. William Frey, a biochemist who spent 15 years studying tears specifically, found that the subset of emotional tears contains stress hormones your body is actively trying to expel. You cry and the hormones leave. You don't cry and they stay. So when men say, I don't cry, it doesn't do anything for me, that's not masculine, they're right. They feel nothing. That's the problem. Your body is trying to do something and you're blocking it. So it finds somewhere else to go. It goes into your jaw, your shoulders, your sleep, your relationships, your health. Emotional suppression doesn't make the feeling disappear. It just relocates it. We've been running a definition of masculinity that equates with restriction, with shutting it off, with never needing anything, but that is not strength, that's armor. And armor is something you wear because you're afraid, not because you're noble, not because you're stoic, not because you're brave or tough, because you're scared of what people will think if they see you feeling something. The men I have the most respect for in combat sports, in psychology research, in my own life, they're not men who never feel anything, they're men who feel feel everything and still move. They feel fear before the fight and step in anyway. They feel grief and let it pass through them instead of building a dam. That combination of depth and forward motion, that is what regulation looks like. Think about a fighter who has never been hurt in sparring, never been pushed to the edge. You can see it the moment a real fight takes him there. The emotion floods in and he has no frame for it. He doesn't know what to do and he shuts down. Now think about the fighter who has been to the edge over and over, who has sat in that discomfort and come back from it. He has a relationship with that feeling and it doesn't ambush him. Crying works exactly the same way. The man who has suppressed every impulse for 5, 10, 20 years, the moment real loss hits, real grief, real pain, he has no structure for it. The man who can cry, he knows it passes and he can move through it. That is regulation. That is true toughness. Some may propose that if a woman sees you crying, that she'll think less of you and that it's unattractive. I'll answer first by telling you that I won't lie and say that every woman responds well to it, because the woman who watches you get genuinely moved by a moment that actually broke you and her first instinct is less respect for you, she doesn't understand who you are. She has an immature version of masculinity in her head, and frankly, it's not what you want standing next to you when something real happens. True masculinity has always involved depth. The soldiers who wept for their fallen brothers, the fathers broken by the loss of a child, the fighters who cried after the biggest loss of their career, not because they were weak, but because it meant something. Emotional availability in a man doesn't reduce his masculinity. It's evidence that there's actually something there. The men who are terrified of their own feelings, who have built walls so high that nothing gets in, they're not strong, they're scared. The strength is in the man who can be moved and still be standing. So, is it okay for men to cry? That's the wrong question. The right one is, what does it cost you not to? It costs you your health,
If I feel the sadness, I'm gonna let it out. It's actual things that are like helping you cleanse yourself.
your emotional depth.
I love watching men cry because I think a lot of men are quite dishonest, and whenever you see tears come out and they start crying, you can really tell that it's genuine and it's real.
The relationships with people who actually want to know you.
I'm seriously turned on by men crying. I love it.
And it costs you the ability to move through pain instead of being buried by it. For what? So you can perform toughness for people who were never in your corner to begin with? No. Crying is not the absence of control. Blocking a feeling you actually have because you're afraid of it, that is the absence of control. Next time it comes up, and it will, you don't have to perform anything. You can just be a man who feels something, because that is exactly what you are. If that landed for you, or you need more clarity, you have either of these options to go even deeper.